So today I'm going to be showing you Mictuning's new 8-gang switch panel kit. This is one of their newest products that they've recently started selling, along with their rock lights, their light bars, light pods, tailgate light bars, things for different campers and RVs, and other products that they sell. So let's get into this unboxing. So first thing we're going to take a look at is their 8-gang switch. So this switch here will allow you to control 8 different items. So whether that be light bars, light pods, electric fans, you name it, this switch can control it. Then you have the wire from the switch panel, which is, I want to say about 16 feet long. It may be longer, but this switch panel has a very long wire. You'll be able to mount this somewhere in your cab and run this to your engine bay, where this connector here will wire into the relay box, which has 8 different fuses, along with 8 different connections, all the way from 5 amp to 30 amp, along with this relay here, which goes in the engine bay, so up to 80 amps. So this relay panel is good for up to 80 amps. Now, along with that, it does come with extra fuses. So these fuses here, if any of yours ever blow, you do have a couple of extra in case that does happen. Then you have all your mounting hardware that you need, along with the mounting bracket if you were to mount this somewhere in your cab, along with your positive wire that's going to go on one end of this box here, your relay. And then you've got your ground and your positive as well. The positive and ground being that they are going to go to your relay. So positive, negative. In case you do have to wonder, Mictuning does give you a wonderful instruction manual, and that instruction manual will tell you where everything goes. So if we look right here, the positive is going to go on the bottom one here, and your ground is going to go here. So if you look at this diagram, it shows, just like I was saying, pod lights, different pod lights that they have, light bars, headlights, and then, you know, wondering why they don't have rock lights on here, because that's one of my favorite products from them guys. We will be installing those on the new truck here soon. But anyways, to go back over it on their instruction manual, everything that you need to install it: the mounting bracket, the control panel, and then in the bottom of the box you have all the mounting brackets and everything that you'll need in order to install the fuse box, or the relay box, whatever you want to call it, inside your engine bay, and then get everything mounted up. So let's run down to the truck and go ahead and try to install it there. Step 1 is going to be trying to find a mounting location that is going to be good for the wires that are included with your box and for the relay box itself. So the relay box itself, where it comes with everything, so keep that safe, has holes down at the bottom, and that's where your wires are going to run through. So where I'm going to mount mine is right here on top of my fuse box. That way the wires can go straight down, around, and up to my battery. Then I'm going to take this right here, since my positive is so close to my fuse box, I'm going to mount this right here as well. That way everything is super accessible, it's out of the way, and it looks really nice and clean all together. Step 2 is going to be getting your wires installed onto your relay. So that is your relay there, that is open, and that is closed. Closed is where you want to keep it. That's what it's going to look like if the breaker is ever tripped. So short wire is going to go to your battery, and the long wire that is supplied is going to go to your relay box. Now on this is a 10 millimeter. I left the cap off so you can see it. That's a 10 millimeter there. Make sure you put your caps back on, and when you're done with your caps, go ahead and snap your cover back on, and then find a place, like I said, to get it installed. You will need to have this cover off in order to put screws through it to have it stay in place. For the time being, I'm not going to do that. This is just to show you how to get this installed. So now that you have your location finalized for your fuse panel and your relay, go ahead and get your wires mounted up, so your positive and your negative, and get everything run to your battery. Alright, now that we're inside the vehicle where it's a little bit easier to see, next step, we're going to take our wiring harness here. This is the one with the 3 plugs on the end. This is what's going to actually turn on and off the relay box. So we have those wires undone. You have a white, a yellow, and a red. And going over it, the white cable controls 3 different brightnesses. So if you just want to have the brightest switch panel on, you can leave this disconnected and your switch panel will always be super bright. The yellow cable and then the red is used as the master switch electrical cable. So this one here is what you're going to connect to whenever you want this panel to light up. So what we're going to do is included in the harness, or in the box rather, is a fuse tap. So we're going to put this on there and tap that into a location, a fuse panel, or run this wire to something that will cut on with the truck or stays on 24/7, completely up to you. And then the very last thing that you're going to want to do, once you have found the fuse tap that you want to tap into to make the switch panel come on, the power and the ground hooked up for your switch panel to also function, then you're going to want to go ahead and get your panel, find the connector to it, run down and find where it disconnects, and then go ahead and disconnect this wire. So now you have your switch panel itself. We're going to leave that in the vehicle, and then this is the wire here. We're going to leave this into the cab. So this is going to go into the cab, and this wire here is going to plug into the relay box. So we're going to find a hole for this to run through, usually under the cab somewhere, or in your firewall there should be a hole, or you can make one. That way you can run the wire into your cab and run it to your switch panel. Okay, and as long as you have everything wired up correctly, whenever you hit your switches, the switch panel should light up. You have all on and all off. And what's really nice about that is it has a memory function. So if I want to turn everything back on, I have that one button in the middle. Or if I have everything on, let's say, and I have these 4 on the ends, 2 on the ends, and 2 on the ends, turn them off, turn them back on. It does have a memory function. And when everything is off, it doesn't have obnoxious lights like other brands. Other brands, this will always be on, and that is not very nice. What I like is it's on and it reminds you that it's on, so you make sure to turn everything off before you get out of your vehicle. Now, last step is going to be make sure that you check down in the bottom of your box, and your box will come with a wonderful assortment of stickers. So you've got fans, horns, grill lights, windshield pod lights, aux 1, rack, underglow, bumper. I mean, most of these, even blank ones, whip lights, light bars, front, rear, they thought about every one of them. So make sure you pick what you want. It is customizable, and you can get these stickers. If you ever lose some, you can order more stickers, but pick what you want. It is fully customizable, and then once you get done, you're good to go. Last up on your fuse panel, hopefully you're able to see, this camera is very hard to focus here, but it will have a positive and a negative point. Whatever lights that you have, you can run positive and negative. It has a small Phillips head screw in there. You can unscrew it and then put your light in there. So there's a little bracket that will hold your wire. So make sure that is tight whenever you put your lighters in. Make sure to run your wires down and through, and then that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So just remember the 5 amp starts as 1 and your 30 amp is number 8. So just to go back over this one more time, you have your switch panel bracket to mount it somewhere in your vehicle. You have all of your different harnesses. So you get your switch panel. We're going to run that into the cab, take the harness, run it through to your box itself. The box itself has 2 connectors. That one connector goes to your switch panel. The other connector, the red, yellow, and white. The white doesn't have to be hooked up. That is just for the brightness level. The red is for the control, and your yellow is just to make the lights function 24/7. You have 8 different hookups for 8 different sets of lights or other options that you have. Make sure to choose wisely, because the power does only have 600 watts at 12 volts or 1200 watts at 24 volts. And usually once you start getting over 600 watts, that's when the breaker will start to trip, and you'll have to, reset that and take different lights apart. Or you'll have to replace your fuses that are in there, but don't forget, in the very top of the cap to the relay box, you do have extra fuses. One other thing that I think is really nice is you do have the momentary switch. So if you go through here and continuously press the power button on and then release the button, the momentarily switch will stay on. and it'll basically be great for horns and other things. And as long as the switch panel stays up, the memory function will keep up with that. So if you do have a horn and you want to be able to just click that button, it'll click the horn and it'll automatically go off. You don't have to just mash it yourself and let go. It'll do that for you. So if you have any other questions about this switch panel or anything that goes along with it, whether it be their lights or anything like that, make sure to message me on Instagram, comment down below, like and subscribe. Or if you have any other questions, make sure to message Mictuning on Instagram or contact their customer support on their webpage, link down below. And I'll also have the link for the relay box located down below as well. So if you have any questions, let me know. In the meantime, thanks and have a great day.